my friends. No one is free unless we're all free. Okay? That's what I got to say on that. And for the folks who don't know what Juneteenth is, um, most Black people of the United States have been celebrating Juneteenth for a very long time. It's only since, I guess, 2020 and 2021 and all the uprisings happened that people started to pay more attention to the observance. So let's just say this. Now, uh, I hope by now everybody realizes that there was slavery in the United States. And the Civil War was the reason why there was the Civil War. No matter what anybody is out there saying, like, it's states' rights. Yeah, states' rights to have slaves. So once the Civil War was ended, um, almost in between the ending of the war, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, I believe in 1863, and the war kind of fizzled out in the following year, I think. Like, I'm getting my date. No, 65. But what had happened was, so once the war ended, most of the states and had freed on paper their slaves. Now, all the other things that may have happened, like reparations, all that other foolishness, that's for another story. But most of the states had freed their slaves at the end of the Civil War. However, in Texas, news had not gotten to Texas in Galveston, Texas, I believe, to where there were still slaves. And then I beg to argue there was even still slavery up until like the 1960s of the 20th century. But anywho, but they didn't find out that they were free until June 19th. That was like at least, I don't know, a while after most of the other slaves had been officially, quote unquote, freed. And this is the reason why most Black people celebrate Juneteenth versus the 4th of July, even though we celebrate the 4th, but it's like, it's whatever. But Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth out there. All right, so done with my little teacher history lesson. For those who don't know, I'm going to give you some updates on the care team and all the things. So I signed some paperwork. I am going out of town for an extended amount of time, and my brother needs care. His memory is really not that great, if horrible. Is dangerously horrible, and he still cognitively doesn't understand how to do certain things or remember to do certain things for himself. So he needs someone to come check on him daily, actually kind of twice daily, really, but especially in order to keep him healthy. So I'm working on the afternoon person, but the morning person, the one with the medications, the most medications, um, they're pretty much, like I said, signed the contracts, and um, I need to make sure I assemble my book for them, for that person, to make sure that they can help my brother with certain things, and making sure that he takes his medication, the ones in the morning, most definitely. Afternoon, he needs to get sleep. And what happens is, when he doesn't sleep, like this week has been a little kind of touch and go. He's been getting some sleep. Last night, he still got up though. But this morning, and I'm just going to say this morning, when I would have normally came in to wake him up to give him medicine, he was asleep. So that meant he spent most of the night on and off awake, rambling around, doing random things. Okay, I kind of have learned to ignore it now because I'm like, I'm tired. I need to go to sleep. And the only reason why I'm over there overnight now this summer is so that I can sleep in. Otherwise, I would have to get up from my house and drive over there, give him his medication, and I'm just like, that's too much. Like, I'm just gonna sleep over here. So, yeah. So he was asleep. So I let him sleep in a little bit more, like an hour and a half until he woke himself up. So, and then that way I gave him, oh, I'm so sorry. My prayers to you. But yeah. And it's hard when losing family and losing family in different ways, you know? And we all just want to be happy. And I pray for your healing, okay? If anything. And so with my brother, he pulled a muscle. He re-pulled a muscle Monday because he doesn't remember, and now he's exasperated that injury. And I keep telling him, of course, he doesn't believe me. It's like I keep telling him that, yeah, you gotta rest, or at least now he's taking the Tylenol painkillers for that. And he's actually paying attention to that. So he's setting his alarm. He's got a watch now. He's setting it for every 4 hours, so that way he can remember to take the Tylenol instead of dialing 911 because he used to do that. So I'm just trying to help him um, do more things to be more independent. But while I'm away, he's going to need that support. And I'm still trying to find somebody for the afternoon. Like, what gets me is like I put out a posting on social media, and I'm not going to tell you where, but it was in a closed group kind of situation. So it's not like it's super random. But all the people who've reached out to me so far, I've reached out to them and I haven't heard back from them. So I'm just like, I don't understand if you wanted this and you're not responding. So I'm giving this one other person at least to the end of today, and then tomorrow I'm just going to start looking for more people because I need somebody who I can depend on. And this is a FYI in job hunting in general, folks. If you're looking for work and you say you're interested, you gotta be interested and have actions following up with that. I'm gonna tell you, when I was trying to look for various jobs and stuff, I kept looking. And this is a sidebar, by the way. Um, I'm in teacher groups still, just because I need that, camaraderie or whatever. So I get like a lot of postings from teachers anonymously, and they'll say things like, "Are they hiring at blah blah blah?" I was like, I don't even care. Just put the application in. Don't even wait. What are you waiting for? Just put it in there. Give it to them. Fax it, email, all the things. Give it to them. Like, that's one thing I don't understand, because the job hunt, I've learned how to job hunt, and maybe I need to do a tutorial on that. It's like, y'all can't be sitting around waiting for them. By the time they post it, they might have already got some people, and they just have to legally, at least in the education system, they have to legally post it or something. But you got to just put that stuff out there. Just put it out there, follow up, all the things. So when I'm putting out a post, I don't want to play phone tag with somebody. If you're actually interested, you need to be actually interested. I need to know, rather you just want the money. So that's another thing. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who they just want the money, but I need somebody who actually cares about my brother. Okay. All right. So that's my little soapbox moment. But he is, other than the pulled muscle injury, and actually even through that, he's been learning how to email a little bit now. So he's sending me emails, but he's not asking for money. That's one thing that's actually a boon for me right now. I'm gonna do my support group this afternoon. I forgot what time I need to set the thing. So I think it is important for me to continue having, like, going to that support group for caregivers. It is helpful. There are things that I still need to learn about, like there's home health. And again, I had no idea anything about that until recently. And I'm still just trying to, like, drudge through. Some of it is managing my own anxiousness and, like, worry and concern while trying to get these resources. And I just need to lean into the support that's there for me, um, while I try to navigate continuously, because I feel like I've gotten I've gotten the food thing kind of sort of like we're still working on that too because he eats a lot. The medication I'm okay with so far. We just still need to find a new doctor. Um, if we can get, and this is what I found out today with the other folks, they're not technically home health. They are more, I guess, these secondary services. They're not necessarily physicians or medical professionals, if that makes sense. They're more on the support end, which is fine. So I'm kind of trying to go to the next level with the home health. Somebody who can, like a nurse or a nurse practitioner or someone like that, who can come in and help with the medical if need be, and maybe an OT. And that's something that the person mentioned. I was like, "Ooh, OT, yeah, 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 yeah. We need that. We need that." So I don't know unless I don't know. You don't know what to ask for until you just actually start talking and letting people know what's on your mind, what's on your heart. You know, and you really just gotta be open for the big ask, and that's been a lesson that I've learned. I think that's a family trait for me and my family, that we don't ask for help. You know, it's hard. We don't really ask for help when we really need to learn how to ask for help. And I've been doing that a lot more for his sake, and it's been helpful. I'm still a little bit like nervous about that afternoon person. I still have at least another month to find them though. But at least the morning person, hopefully that will go off smooth and like without issues. Um, like I said, I think my brother's pain has been a trigger a little bit for some of the more, he's starting to show more signs and symptoms of mental illness again because of the pain. So, but as I said in the other live the other day, it's not as intense. So that's a good thing too. So we're making progress. I just have to just lean into the progress. Lean into the progress and get even more progress. So if I can get that home health situated, if we can help with this panic attacks, I'm glad he doesn't ask for money so much anymore obsessively, because I think he also seriously has OCD as well. I really do think that, not exaggeration. Um, if we can work on those things too, then we're cooking with grease, as they say, right? And also, I think the taurine is helping. So I did get the vitamin B3 in yesterday. I'm still a little nervous about giving it to him because of the flushing that needs to happen, and that might exasperate more symptoms for him. So I kind of have to talk to him about that, if he really wants it or not. Um, or find a way to not have the flushing, because I took some this morning myself. I didn't really feel any flushing or anything, so I don't know. I might have to put it in capsules myself because it is in powder form. The taste might not be the best, and that's where again he might not be like, I don't want that because it's nasty or whatever. But I think it is really going to be helpful for his cognitive functioning. All right, so I'm gonna go again. Happy Juneteenth out there, folks. At the very beginning of my live, I did talk about what is Juneteenth for those who are like, I don't know what Juneteenth is. It's been a holiday for a lot of Black people for many a year. Okay, like I said, the United States government finally starts recognizing it, like a lot of other things. The real America. Okay, a lot of people don't know what the real America is. I could tell you some things. But anyway, all right. I'm going to go. Enjoy your day off if you have one, or relax. Enjoy what real freedom really means. Okay? And I'm going to go and just do some organizing and some other stuff. All right. And my heart goes with you, friend out there, okay? Um but take care. Okay? Take care.